One of the first things you will have to do in C.R.I.S is set up a schedule template with your employees' shift patterns. Generally, your employees' shifts will be in an Excel spreadsheet initially, and these shift patterns will have to be transferred into the C.R.I.S template. Here we look at an example of a fairly complicated schedule, a 24/7 site where 5 teams are working various shift types. First, let's analyze the Excel spreadsheet. To understand the pattern, you must look for an interval of how many days it takes to rotate. In this case, the shift starts on the 21st of January, goes for 28 days, and then begins the cycle again. So, how do we set up this 28-day pattern in C.R.I.S? We must first create a shift template. Go into C.R.I.S. From the left-hand menu, select Utilities, and then from the top tabs, select Schedule Patterns. Click Add to add a new schedule pattern. I'll name this schedule 24/7, 5-team, 12 hours. For the number of shifts, there are only 3 shift types in this schedule. 2 12-hour shifts for the shift workers, plus 1 8-hour shift for the site manager. Number of days in rotation is 28, then hit Generate. At that point, 3 shift buttons will appear on the right-hand side, but notice there's only 1 team. There are 5 teams in this shift pattern. While a team can have any number of people, it's important to note that the number in each team must be the same. Some sites might have 2 people per team, some sites might have 4 people per team, but the number in a team must always match. This is a requirement of C.R.I.S. Once you have the 5 teams set up, you simply take the shift pattern from the Excel spreadsheet and transfer it over to the corresponding template in C.R.I.S. The first person that works is the site manager, identified as Team 1 on the C.R.I.S template. He works Monday to Friday, 8.5 hours a day. To begin entering his shifts, press Shift 1 button on the template. You'll see a star appear on the button to indicate it's active. The most important thing to remember is that Day 1 in the C.R.I.S template must match Day 1 or January 21st in the spreadsheet. In our example, Day 1 is a Sunday. Enter the first 5 shifts for Site Manager, beginning on Day 2, Monday. Skip the weekend, Day 7 and 8 on our template, and add 5 more days. Skip the weekend, Day 14 and 15, and add 5 more days. Skip the weekend, Day 21 and 22, and add 5 more days. That completes the 28-day cycle for the Site Manager, Team 1. Now let's do the other teams. Click Shift 2. Shift 2 and 3 are 12-hour shifts which will be distributed to the remaining 4 team members. If we glance back at our Excel spreadsheet, we see that D12 is equivalent to Shift 2 on our C.R.I.S template, so we'll duplicate that pattern accordingly. Distributing the shift between team member 2 and team member 3, it's basically a 2 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off pattern, which we'll replicate exactly as it is on the Excel spreadsheet. Likewise, we'll do the same for Shift 3, which is N12 on our Excel spreadsheet. Shift 3 is exactly the same shift pattern, only mirroring the Shift 2, and again distributed between Team 2 and Team 3 on the C.R.I.S template. For Team 4 and 5, we'll continue in the same manner, again duplicating exactly the same pattern as we have on the Excel spreadsheet. We can see it's again the same combination of Shift 2 and 3 mirrored, but this time it's complementing the Team 2 and 3 schedule by filling in any empty days or gaps. So there, we've very quickly and easily transferred the 28-day shift pattern for all 5 team members over into the C.R.I.S template. If we compare the template to the original Excel spreadsheet, we can see the pattern duplicated very clearly. Once you've completed building the shift template in C.R.I.S and compared it to the original Excel spreadsheet for accuracy, don't forget to save your template by clicking the green Save button. In our next video, we'll show you how to use the template you just created in C.R.I.S to set up a schedule for a client site.